He was just 33 runs from the greatest record in Test history. On the brink of immortality, he walked away. Not for tactics, but for honour. The single decision shook the cricket world, and it's why Brian Lara's record may never fall.
Perhaps the most significant single ever in the history of Test match cricket. Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game to register a score of 400.
To understand this moment, you need to understand the man behind the record. Brian Charles Lara, the Prince of Port of Spain. Lara wasn't just a batsman, he was an artist. His high back lift was a flourish, his cover drive, a masterpiece. He didn't score runs, he composed innings. For a generation, Lara symbolised Caribbean flair and fight, a genius carrying the weight of a proud cricketing nation. His records, legendary. The only quintuple 100 in first-class cricket, 501 not out for Warwickshire. At the Everest of Test cricket, 400 not out. That knock in 2004 wasn't just about endurance, it was about reclaiming pride. Just a year earlier, Matthew Hayden had broken Lara's previous world record of 375.
That is the world record. What a performance.
As captain of a struggling West Indies side, Lara had every reason to crumble. Instead, he responded. He batted for nearly 13 hours. He faced a total of 582 balls, and didn't just take back his record, he placed it out of reach. This wasn't just a score, it was defiance, it was legacy. Lara's greatness extends beyond mere numerical achievements. It's in the story they tell. Why has the score of 400 not been surpassed? The answer lies in the game itself. Only 33 times in the entire history of Test cricket has someone scored a triple century. A rare feat of patience, precision, and sheer mental strength. Pushing beyond that, all the way to 400, takes something even rarer. A perfect storm. First, the physical and mental toll is brutal. They must endure intense physical and mental strain for 2 consecutive days. Fighting fatigue, blocking out doubt. One lapse in focus, just one, and it's over. Today's players are built for speed. Conditioned for T20s, explosive scoring, and fast results. The art of long, grinding Test innings is slowly disappearing. Endurance batting is becoming a lost skill. Second, the game has changed. Captains now chase wins, not records. Declarations are timed to press for victory, not to let someone chase history. Every over spent chasing 400 is an over your bowlers don't get. And in modern cricket, that's a trade most captains won't make. Even recently, South Africa's Wiaan Mulder declared on 367, with the full backing from his coach. The reason? Simple. Winning the Test match came first. In today's game, chasing 400 isn't just hard, it's nearly impossible. That brings us to Wiaan Mulder. On the brink of breaking Brian Lara's record, he declared, against Zimbabwe, sitting on 367 not out, he simply walked away from immortality. His reason? Brian Lara keeping that record is exactly the way it should be. Respecting the game is the most important part for me.
You had the right to go in and try and get to Brian Lara's record. What was the thinking, and why did you decide to pull out?
What's my fate, or whatever you want to call it, what's destined for me, but I think Brian Lara keeping that record is exactly the way it should be. Respecting the game is the most important part for me.
It wasn't the first time cricket had witnessed such reverence. In 1998, Mark Taylor did the same. He declared overnight on 334 not out, choosing to match Sir Donald Bradman rather than surpass him. A quiet act of respect, a decision that said some records, some names deserve to stand together. But there's another layer here, context. Lara's 400 came against England, a top-tier side. Mulder's chance was against Zimbabwe, a team far less dominant. Had he broken the record, would it have carried the same weight? Would it have felt cheap? Would it have earned an asterisk? Mulder chose to protect not just Lara's record, but its meaning. He showed a rare kind of courage, the courage to stop. He demonstrated a rare kind of courage by respecting not just the numbers, but also the story behind them. Ironically, Lara didn't agree. He spoke to Mulder afterward and said, "Records are there to be broken. If you're ever in that position again, go and score more."
He said records are there to be broken, and yeah, he wishes that if I'm ever in that position again, I actually go and score more than what he had.
The legend didn't want deference. He wanted competition. Philosophies collide. Enter another West Indian great, Chris Gayle, the universe boss. Gayle's stance is clear. Look, if I get the chance to score 400, I'll take it.
And if I could get a chance to get 400, I would go on to get 400 runs.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough for you to do
that. Doesn't happen often.
No hesitation, no sentiment. For him, a record is a target, an opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime moment you grab with both hands. His career reflects that mindset. Power, dominance, numbers, relentless pursuit of milestones. From this view, not chasing a record feels like failure, a lack of ambition, a dulling of the competitive fire. But that mindset, as pure as it is, misses something deeper. It sees a record as just a number. And Lara's 400? That's no ordinary number. It's a story, a captain's defiance, a response to humiliation, a fight back against a world-class England side. It's a moment frozen in time, rich with context, pressure and pride.
Perhaps the most significant single ever in the history of Test match cricket. Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game to register a score of 400.
Breaking it against a weaker team on a flat pitch captures the number, but loses the meaning. Gayle's philosophy in chasing greatness overlooks something greater, the soul of the achievement. Some records aren't just stats, they're symbols, part of the game's cultural fabric. And without the story, the number means less. Could a modern great like Steve Smith or Joe Root do it? They have the skill, no question, but they'd still need a perfect storm, a flat pitch, a tired bowling attack, and, most importantly, a match situation that allows for a personal pursuit of glory. That kind of alignment? It's becoming rare, almost mythical, and that's the point. Mulder's decision reminds us, iconic records aren't just numbers in a book, they're living history. They carry the weight of the moment, the player, and the memory of every fan who watched it unfold. Brian Lara's legacy as the Prince of Cricket is untouched. And maybe untouchable? Not just because of the 400, but because of how he did it, because of what it meant, because of the inspiration it gave. To choose not to break that record, that's not weakness, that's reverence. That's cricket's way of saying, some thrones aren't meant to be taken. And so the Prince remains, unchallenged, unmoved, unforgettable. But if you think this story's over, it's not. We've got more legends, more forgotten drama, and yes, probably more chaos from Chris Gayle. So stick around. Cricket Crafters Library is open, and the next tale is already warming up in the nets.